Sir, General, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the words we have already heard. I think it's very encouraging, and they give us a lot of hope to develop the maritime domain in Poland. And I would like to introduce you to our first panel for our today's conference. I think that what we would like to achieve with this conference is that we know that the maritime domain is very important, but we have got problem with stakeholders, with politicians, with policymakers to invest in the naval domain. And our first panel would like to share to shed some light on the global competition and the role of Baltic as an element. So, sir, as you have already mentioned, so Baltic is not alone; it's only an element of a bigger picture, which is in fact the NATO operational area. I think that this is very important that we focus on the Russian threat as we are starting our panel, and Julian Pawlak in a moment is going to start from that point. But I think that what we know and what General Scaparotti is focusing every time he delivers speech is that apart from Russia there are some other problems we have to face, and it's about radicals. So it's about terrorists, about hybrid threats. It's about refugees. I think it's a big challenge nowadays for all the countries, not only NATO, not only EU, but in general, all the countries of the world should cope with this very difficult problem. And I think it is going to become more and more challenging for all of us. And the last one is rhetoric. So I think it's underestimated by Admiral, as you have already mentioned. Cyber domain is very important. Information warfare is very important, and I think that we are in times where we have to fight for hearts of the nations, and we know that military power is not the only one factor which is going to decide about the outcome of any confrontation, and this is very important. So we are living in a world of cross-domain challenges. It's not only military, it's diplomacy, it's economy, and many other factors which are to be considered on the time. From the perspective of the Polish Navy. As we started to prepare this strategic concept for maritime security, we thought that we need to change a little bit our mentality, because Poland, as land-oriented nation, should change the general approach to security, because now in the era of global network, we have to focus on securing the sea lines of communication, in securing our natural resources, and so on. So we would like to switch from security consumer to security provider, and this is the arrow which is going to lead us to the future. And in the same terms, as we are starting to be security provider at sea, it means for Poland that we are stopping to be only the observer, and we are starting to be player on the international scene. I think it's important to know about this. Thank you, Admiral, as well for the introduction and the kind offer to accept Polish officers in Marcom, because I think that personnel exchange is very important. And second part of the game is use of the ships, because I think that in Poland we've got a lot of discussion on new platforms. I think we are quite sure what should we have, and it was named in our strategic concept. But I think the main challenge for now is the use of force we are having now, because any new platform is going to come to Poland within 5, 7, 10 years time. but the challenges are now. So this is the most important question for us. How should we use the forces we are having now? And I think it's a very hard task for Admiral Ziemiański, who has to use the force, to prepare the force. The same for Admiral Jaworski. So I think, gentlemen, that you have got a very big challenge, but I think it's feasible, and we hope that with support from NATO we can do it. Having said that, I would like to ask Julian to present his view on the Russian threat. So please, Julian, the floor is yours.